Young black males, take your place. Without women, take your place. Top of the pyramid, take your place. Looking for change, gotta take your place. Without children, take your place. Through the pain, gotta take your place. Black queens, gotta take your place.
Today, we want to let you know that all information that you hear on our platform is not legal advice. If you need any type of legal advice, please seek a competent lawyer with subject matter expertise. Again, this is not legal advice. Everything we give to you is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Good day, good day, good day. Today on Enlightenment Asset Acid Hour. Let me hear you say that 3 times. You know what I mean? We got a good show today. And first off, before I even get started, because I do not like to forget this type of situation, I want to be able to let you all know about the generational board numbers again, okay? We got the Millennials, 24 to 39. We got Generation X, 44 to 56. And we have the Baby Boomers. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being able to help us to keep moving. That's 56 to 74. Now, today is a beautiful day, everyone. We have Unlocking Dreams Financial with us, which you already know, because Cuz say hey to the people.
What's going on, fam? It's here with Ivan with Unlocking Dreams Financial.
Already. Cuz is hanging in here with us today, even though we've had a couple of mishaps today, so we might have some still shots and some situations, but you can't stop the show when we got to go. You feel me? We have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful guest today, and we're not talking about look. We're talking about Mr. Motivation, Mr. Go Get It, Mr. Pull the Trigger, and let's get the application started. Hey, Mr. Xiaver Scott from Culture Shock Podcast. How you doing today, Mr. X Scott?
Man, it's a blessing, fellas. It's a blessing. How you guys doing, man? Appreciate you guys having me on.
Doing good.
Hey, we wanted to go on and get this to the people, mostly because it's never too late. And like the conversation we was having a couple minutes ago for the 44 to 55, you know what I'm saying, that generational X, you know what I mean? Rest in peace to the one and only, you know what I'm saying? X, what it do? Oh, oh, you feel us? You know what I mean? So, hey, I keep it real at all times, baby. You know what I'm saying? And this is what we need today, because I mean, I remember when I first seen DMX, I had just started running in circles with this young man that we have on the show today. And just like the motivation and the energy that I got from DMX, I finally met my people X, and he showed and gave mad life skill talks that was able to help me move in the way that I move in business per se, music business, entertainment business, and also knowing the business side. This is a true businessman. Like Jay-Z said, I'm a businessman where you're meeting a businessman. Mr. X, I can't give you any more love than what I've already given you, because you shine so bright in my life and other people's lives that people don't know anything.
Appreciate that.
And the first thing I'm gonna ask you before we get into your background or anything else is your why, sir. You know what I'm saying? Like we always ask everybody to come up here. What is your why for you and your life, and how you was able to change things before we get into everything?
So again, my why is very simple. You know, I mean, I have the background like a lot of young minority Black African American descent in this country. So I was raised by a single mom in what we call in America, the projects, the hood, the ghetto, whatever you want to name it.
Right.
So that's my background as far as me growing up. So what I did was I've always had my why since like 11 and 12 years old. I already understood the assignment. I already knew what I had to do to change the dynamics of my family. And that was always a goal of mine because it was never about me. I'm always about family. So, you know, seeing my mom go through the things that she was enduring, and just to keep food on the table, just to keep lights on, and to, you know, do the best she could for what she was dealt with. So, you know, my mom, you know, high school diploma, you know, she didn't go further because she started having children. You know, so she just did the best she could with all boys. You know, it was all boys. You know, we didn't have a girl, a sister around at the time. So, you know, she had 2 jobs. You know, she drove the school bus. Everybody know Miss Teen, the bus driver.
That's
you know what I mean? So I just watched her struggle. And I mean that literal. I watched it, you know. So I said to myself, I don't care what it is, you know, I'm gonna make sure I, you know, change the paradigm in my family. I'm gonna make sure that whatever happens, if none of my siblings make it happen, which everybody was successful in their own right, but if none of my siblings make it happen, I'm gonna be the one. So I understood that assignment early on. So I had to make sure that I discipline myself. I had to make sure that I separate myself from certain things growing up in the ghetto. That I could have always, you know, took and partake in, and I just made sure that I never wanted to make that my life, because I saw individuals cross the street, up the street, down the block, how their life turned out for making those choices, and I never wanted that to be me. So, because again, I understood the assignment, so I knew I had to do certain things as far as discipline and sacrifice to make that goal and make that dream of mine come true as far as success. So my why was always my mother. My why was always making sure that I changed my environment. So whatever that took, whatever it was, I didn't care what it was, you know, whatever that took, I made sure I took the measures to make that happen. So that's my why.
Question, because you hit on something, Zay X. You talk about your environment, trying to get out of that environment. What would you say to the individuals who are stuck in that environment and don't have a place to get out, but and say, I'm trapped here? What advice would you give them to say, okay, I can't do sports, I can't do this, but they feel like they're trapped in that environment and they want to do better for themselves?
See, my thing is, you know, I'm a straight shooter. So I never, still to this day, I don't believe in excuses, right? So I would just talk to them straight up. Okay, if sports isn't your thing, okay, guess what? I know an individual, she grew up in the same projects I grew up in. She owns 13 McDonald's. So you don't have to be an athlete to make it out, because a lot of people think that at the end of the day, you know, she did what she did, and she took the same, I wouldn't say the same measures, but she had to sacrifice certain things, and she had to have a certain type of discipline to be a franchise owner of McDonald's. I also know another individual, Nita Cornish. She's one of the top 100 attorneys in America, grew up in the same projects that I grew up in. You know, so these particular people was always destined for greatness, because again, they didn't make any excuses. They didn't let nobody infiltrate their goals. What I mean by infiltrate their goals, you know, we all grew up, we all was teenagers. You know, we all had peers coming around with certain peer pressure that we just made sure we had to make sure we sacrifice and have enough discipline to stay away from. So I would always tell the individual to be self-motivated, because somebody can want it more than you. If you don't want it yourself, it's never going to happen. That part. So you got to be self-motivated. And again, I'm not in the sophisticated speeches. I'm not in the finessing of feelings. I'm not going to give you punchlines like a pastor. However, I'm going to be straight with you. And if you want to accomplish this goal to change your paradigm, you can do that, but it starts with you. Word.
Hey, look, so that right there is why we ask people what is their why? You know what I'm saying? Because everybody has to start from somewhere. It's like my man said in The Matrix, you cannot come to me and talk to me if you're not coming to me with a why. You know what I'm saying? What is your why? You know what I mean?
Right.
So from that, you know what I'm saying? And thank you for doing what you're built to do, because you've always been a motivator. You've always been a coach. And for me saying that, I'm gonna step back and I want you to go ahead on and let the listeners know who you be. You know what I'm saying? Like give them a little taste of who you are and your resume.
Well, you know, my name is Xavier Scott. Everybody calls me X. Everybody, or either Zay. You know, I grew up with 2 nicknames forever. So
forever. X forever, baby.
2 nicknames forever, man. And like I said, I came from Southeastern Virginia, the Norfolk, the Portsmouth. Then we matriculated to Franklin. My mom is from Hertford County, North Carolina. My dad is from Norfolk, Virginia, and Portsmouth. Whatever, you know, people want to take from it. But
down, baby.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So, you know, growing up, it was just a thing for me that I knew I wanted to be successful. My core background is athletics.
Right.
You know, I was an athlete all my life. You know, I was an elite all-state football player, quarterback to be specific. You know, I was an all-region, all-Western Tidewater basketball player to be specific as well.
Right.
Football basically was my calling because I earned more offers and scholarships in football. So I just took it as, well, people must think I'm better in that sport because I love both of those sports.
Right.
You know, and I played both of those sports fairly well.
Right.
But I just looked at the circumstances of what better opportunities do I have, whether basketball or football. And I just went with the people meaning the recruiters and the universities basically said that I was a better football player.
That's right.
So, yeah.
Follow the money. Follow the money.
Yeah, you got to follow the money. So, you know, I went Division I, man, played at Hampton University, E.A.A.H, the real HU. So had a great time there, man. You know, our squad made history, man. 3-time conference champ, 1-time McDonald's Heritage Bowl champion. After that, I had to transfer because I lost a little focus. And my grades dropped a little bit academically, so I had to transfer to Elizabeth City State University.
That's right.
And I played 1 year there, and then I had the opportunity to be an undrafted free agent for the Carolina Panthers. So during that time, you know, again, I lost my focus because, again, once I got a training camp, I thought I made it, and I forgot the work started all over again. So I got cut, and once I got cut, I already knew and I already had the tools from business. And what I mean by that is the way I kept money in my pocket. If anybody ever went to college, everybody knows you're flat broke in college. You have nothing.
Right.
You don't have no money. You don't have. You can't.
Noodles and scrambled eggs.
Noodles, $5 pizzas.
Yeah.
You know. So at that time, you know, I had to figure out ways because on scholarship you can't work.
Right.
You know, it's against the NCAA rules for you to actually have a job and have a full scholarship at the same time. So I couldn't work. So what I did was I said, man, I need to get me some money, you know, because at the end of the day, you know, money has, not want to say money, but driven people has been around me all my life.
Right.
So I've always had that drive to make sure I get and obtain what I want. So I said, I need to get me some money, man, while I'm here because I don't have nothing. So I already had a trade, which I knew how to cut hair because me and my brothers used to cut each other hair growing up. So I used to cut people hair in my neighborhood on my football team, my basketball team. So I was cutting hair for $5, you know, in high school. So that's the first thing I said. I said, well, you know what? I got 100 guys on my team. I'm pretty sure in college out of 100 guys, 50 of them I can cut their hair. So if I do 50 haircuts times $5, I'm okay every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You know, so I started out doing that. And then people know him as DJ Envy now. I call him Rashawn. So Rashawn was a schoolmate of mine in Hampton.
Right.
So now DJ Envy, which is on the Breakfast Club,
That's
you know, he's a DJ at our little Jim Jams.
Yeah.
So I put the parties together. He DJ the parties. DJ Baby Drew, which is Chris Brown official DJ. He was a roommate of mine because at the time we was dating this 2 roommates. So I built a bond with him because he was just starting to DJ or whatever. Now, you know, he's Big Baby Drew. Yeah. So he was DJing my parties as well.
Right.
I knew went to school also with Delonte Murphy. Delonte Murphy was Trey Songz's first manager.
Mm-hmm.
So I also went to school with Jason Jeter, which is the co-owner of Grand Hustle, him and T.I. So I was around these particular individuals. So I already knew how to put events together. Right. So now, not cutting hair anymore. Right. I got spoiled. Now I'm doing events.
Pause right there. Pause right there. Hey, look, I just want everybody to know we're still going over the resume right now. You know what I'm saying? So y'all hang in there because this is going to be a blast of a show. Unpause. Go ahead.
Yeah. So with all these guys, man, I'm around all these people, all these great people, all this great energy. Right. So again, I'm an athlete. Don't get me wrong. Right. But I've always been around driven people. Started with my mom. She's a go-getter. That's you know, right. whatever it is to feed these boys, my mom was gonna make it happen.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely. So I knew that I couldn't sit around and just say, well, you're gonna be fine without having nothing. Just go out there and play football. That's not me. That's not my personality.
That's right.
Because again, I've always liked nice stuff.
That's right.
You know, I still like nice things.
That's right.
Not putting value on it in the end of the day because at the end of the day, it's expendable. However, I still like nice things. So the way for me to get my nice things was to do my events, was to cut as many heads in my dorm on the 3rd floor of Moton Hall as I possibly could.
Word. So that's two things. That's 2 things plus your relationships. So that makes 3.
Right.
Keep going. We good.
Right. Right. And, you know, after that, like I said, after my journey with football, you know, the NFL didn't work out for me, which again, it's a blessing. And I'm truly grateful and thankful for the opportunity that Coach John Fox, the head coach at the time of the Carolina Panthers, has given me to actually, you know, fulfill my childhood dream. So I checked that off the box. That's checked off. Right. So now.
So it wasn't a failure. It wasn't a failure. It was a check off of the box because you was able to do what it was that you needed to do. But through the position and situation, you was able to counter yourself or pretty much situate yourself to still go back to your roots and make sure that, okay, I still need A, B, C, and D, and this is how I'm gonna do it. And I can't go to jail for this shit, so I'm cool. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So bang, bang, bang. Okay, keep going. We good. We
absolutely.
good. I just want the listeners to know.
For sure. And like I said, man, it was a blessing. It was a blessing because, you know, at the end of the day, like you said, it wasn't a failure. I thought at the time it was a failure. Right. Because again, my thing was, as a child, you know, I could see myself in front of 90,000 people, you know, catching footballs and making touchdowns. That's what I saw myself doing. Right. Yeah. Right. In the NFL. I did that in college. Right. In front of 50,000, 60,000. But my goal was the end goal. Right. The top level of football in our nation. The end goal is the NFL. End all, be all. So that was my goal. So I got there again, but I didn't focus like I should have focused. Right. And that goes back to what I said before, self-accountability. Right. You know, I had to hold myself accountable for certain things that I actually didn't accomplish because I had the opportunities. Don't get me wrong, I earned them because nobody gave me nothing. Right. However, it just didn't work out because I should have focused harder. I should have applied myself even more. So, you know, after that, again, I said, man, I need to think of something fast. Because again, when you in training camp, bro, you getting like $2,500 a week. Word. That ain't nothing. Word. You know what I'm saying? So by the time you leave training camp, by the time you get cut, I made it to the last cut, bro, you only got like 12,000 to your name. Right. Wow.
So all of this helped your resume to build because you went within yourself after that situation to come up with is that when Man Up Music came into fruition, or was that a little bit after all the
that's later
stuff? Okay, word.
Yeah, that's later, right. That's later.
Okay. All right.
So once football was over and them little you know coins and little rice dust that I had to my name. Now remind you, sports doesn't work like the real work world.
Right.
You know, you get laid off in the work world or whatever, or whatever happens, you can go and get unemployment until you find something else. Sports doesn't work like that. As soon as it's over, it's over.
Over. Word.
That day that you get that pink slip and they tell you, come on down, turn your playbook in, thank you, but your services are no longer needed, it's over.
Yeah, it's over.
So whatever amount of money, I don't care if it's 100 million, I don't care if it's 10 grand, whatever amount of money at that time, that's it. It's over.
Wow.
So I had to think of something really fast because again, at this time now, I'm living in Charlotte.
Right.
Right. But I'm still around the guys.
Right.
So again, when you're around the guys, Steven Davis and Smith and all these guys, these first rounders.
Yeah.
These guys got that bag.
Right.
Yeah.
You can no longer hang out with these guys.
Right.
Because if you do, guess what? You will be homeless.
Right. Right.
And then on the flip side of the coin on that, I'm a man first.
Right.
I can't see myself going out with these guys and these guys continuously buying my dinner. I'm a man.
Yeah.
Some people will be like, well, let me get in what I fit in. Let me just hang along until I fit. No, I'm a man first. So I can't see myself going, letting a grown man buy me dinner for a year. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So your whole resume is pretty much built off of you being able to hold your ground and standing for what you believed in this whole time before you even like got pressure, before you even put pressure to all of your other resources while you was in North Carolina at the time, correct?
Right. Yeah.
So you depending on yourself, you self-motivating yourself, you're looking for different ways as an entrepreneur does to make money without having to get caught up in these people's system. And at the end of the day, it comes down to family. Yeah. And let's talk about when that happened. What happened? What did you start doing that became your pinnacle turn in your resume when you start going and doing more stuff dealing with family with your resume? Because somewhere in between there, you and your first cousin, Mr. Greg Scott, Mr. Redskins, Mr. Bengals, you know what I'm saying? I always saw you always pushing the envelope of always being there for him. You know what I'm saying? When things was, you had at one point in time, you had music stuff going on. And then whenever he had games or he was supposed to be somewhere, I've seen you take care of certain situations to make sure they was taken care of. So whenever he came off the field or before he went on the field, things was in place for him. How did that come into view for you to find that lane also when it come down to, juicing up your resume of that motivation and bringing yourself to that point?
Because what's crazy, right, when you say that, it's crazy that when you think about it, I was his agent / manager and didn't even know it.
Right. Right.
You know, after he left the Redskins, he left his agent that he was currently with. Right. And then myself got him another agent.
Right.
And outside of his agent, I was handling the ground situations.
Right.
Okay. I wasn't handling contracts, everything with the GMs and the NFL and the NFL Player Association. I was just handling ground situation, like you said. I was making sure everything involved in his life basically was handled and straight, because I understood that life. I know what everything that life is about. Right. Because at the end of the day, I was in it. So I know what comes with it. And then, like you said, at this time now, I done, started making my transition and matriculate into business. Right. So at that time, his final run with the Bengals, I was there to take care of all that. And see, and like I say, I bet, some people be like, man, how many hats do you have? See, it's never about that.
Right.
It's about being a master of who you are.
That's right.
I understood. I know who I am.
Right.
I know my strengths and I know my weaknesses.
Right.
That's why when the situation came, like I said, I was his manager and didn't even know it, because I already had a strength in organizing. I already had a strength in business management. I already had a strength in taking one thing and making into another. I already had that strength already.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So that part was easy for me. And then again, I understand the lifestyle.
Right, right. So is that when you start trickling and formulating into I'm gonna just go on and say it, man. Master P in Virginia, as far as I know, you know what I mean? Hey, look, that's when you start trickling and start looking into or the business world of entertainment.
It was simultaneous at the same time, because that's when I knew now, like, damn, I can do business at a high level.
Right.
Not just play at a high level. Now I can do business at a high level, because guess what? I'm representing an NFL athlete.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at this point in time, it's like, okay, now I can use this as leverage.
Right, that part.
So I can leverage my business now. And now here's the birth of the management company.
And that's when Man Up Music Group came into, or was
that's when the management came.
The management came. Okay.
That's when management came. So when the management came, again, at this time, again, I was in the process of representing an NFL athlete, right? And at the same time, I still went right back to what I knew, which was club promotion, concert promotion, event planning.
Right.
Because I already knew that this right here can still sustain my lifestyle and what I like in my life.
Right.
You know, for not what nobody else want me to have, or what everybody else want me to accept or like what I want in my life. Because again, I know who I am. Right. So, and that's always a key to ingredient for anything you do in life, is always make sure you have knowledge of self. Always make sure every day on this planet that you master who you are.
Right.
But that's another conversation. But from that, you know, I still was in Charlotte. You know, I was down on, 4th Street downtown. I was doing events uptown on Independence. With the promoter, the club owner Orlando. So I'm now making my rounds now in the city of Charlotte.
Right.
Right. I'm making my rounds in the city of Charlotte with the club promotions.
Right.
So now my management company is getting stronger and stronger. Right. So after I said, you know what, now I think it's the time to take what I'm actually doing back home, go back to Virginia.
Right.
Okay.
So the first thing I did was call family. Because I'm always trying to do business, not trying, but I'm always going to do business with family.
Family, that's right.
And family, man, see, we've been tricked, bro. Like, fellas, when I say we, I'm saying our culture. We've been so jaded as far as the information is concerned. Don't deal with family. You can't deal with your people. Like, go ahead, Evan.
No. I'm listening. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm agreeing. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. So, and because the reason why I say that is because, like, let's just be honest. That's why I say we've been tricked. Okay, Walmart, that's a family business.
That's right.
Waltons.
Correct.
Ford.
Yep.
Family.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
Comcast.
Yep.
That's family.
Family.
Right. Coke Industries, which is KOCH. That's family.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go to Berkshire Hathaway. That's family.
Family. Yeah.
All right. Let's go to BMW.
Family.
That's family. Let's go to Dale. Technology.
That's
right.
Family.
Yeah.
Let's go to Tyson Foods. That's family.
That's right.
Let's go to Aldi's. That's family.
Yes.
Let's go to Cox Enterprises, the cable networks. That's family. Like, let's go to Phillips, the gas stations all across the country. That's family. We've been tricked. And me knowing these things,
bamboozled. You ain't landed on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on you.
Right. We've been tricked.
That's right.
Because they want to always, and I'm saying, when I say they, because people will be like, who is they? When I say they, I'm just talking about anybody that pushes that narrative.
Yeah.
Anybody who pushes that narrative. You can't work with family. That's a lot.
Yeah,
because majority of the corporations that we consume, their
Mm-hmm.
goods and their services comes
Mm-hmm.
from a family.
Now,
how did I forget about Disney? My bad.
Hey, yo, we still stuck on the resume. We still stuck on the resume. You see, this is what I'm talking about, everyone, is the enlightenment, asset, hour. Say that 3 times, get back with me. You know what I'm saying? It's just real like that, yo. You know what I mean? I want you to give the listeners, because you're already giving them the energy, but the equation in which made you come to this point of family, because you always pushes that. And even though, because I know that you do coaching and stuff with the summer leagues of the footballs and everything within the community. How did you get so grounded in the family to understand that, yo, I can move, but I still got to go back to family. If I move, I still need to have some type of tentacles that have the same DNA and formulation as I do. How did you make that such a go-to in your brain?
Because I'm a common sense person, right? I'm just a common sense person. I don't trick myself, right? And I never will,
right?
And what I saw early on when I started, investigating companies and trying to build my brand and build my companies, I've always saw the biggest companies are family owned.
A family owned business.
So the common sense tells me to do business with your family.
That's right.
I'm not going to get tricked out here making myself believe the narrative of stay away from your family. I'm never going to get tricked with that. Does business have ups and downs? Everybody business does.
Yeah.
Pay attention to the stock market. It is what it is.
That's right.
But out of that, don't discourage me, because again, I'm a common sense person. Right. If I want to do something in a major way, I got to do it with people that I trust and I know that love me, and I love them back the same way, and I reciprocate everything that they give me.
Right.
That's who I want to do business with.
Word.
What I'm getting from this is that you had it instilled in the mindset. Even when you was a little kid, you like, nope, this is what I'm gonna do. You put your mind to it. You set goals. You set your aspirations. You like, no matter what cost it's gonna take, I'm gonna get it done. No matter what situation, even being let go from the Panthers, you didn't use that to bring you down like most individuals do. Man, I got cut. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go out here in the streets and do what I need to do. But to use that as a catalyst, you look back, you knew who you were, like you said, and to use your strength and weakness to, hey, I know I'm at right now, but I'm going to use what I have to take it to the next level. And that's what I'm getting from all of this, is that know who you are, have the mindset, and go for it. Not only that, but as you're going up, you're bringing your family up as well.
Yeah. And that's always, like I said, that's always been a goal of mine, because even when I was playing ball, I'm always inviting my family to the games, whether you can make it or you may not can make it, wherever you are in the world. But I'm going to extend that olive branch and say, listen, I got a game at such and such. I don't care what city, whatever state it is in the United States of America. You are more than welcome to come and enjoy this experience with me.
That's right.
You know, even when I was managing Greg at the time when he was with the Bengals, it was the same extension.
Right.
You know, we gonna be in Buffalo this week. We gonna be in LA this week. We going to Oakland, next. So it was always an olive branch, always extending the family, because at the end of the day, that's all you have.
Right.
You know, you meet people along the way and everything like that, but that's all you have is family. That's it. You don't have nothing else.
That's it. At the end of the day. So let me ask you a question through your motivation. When did you start looking? Because me and Cuz, we deal with insurance, taxes, stuff of that nature. When did you see that when it came down to business, that insurance and taxes was one of the biggest things that you had to grab a hold of at the start, so you could understand how to move and how to build your foundation? Did any of this come to you through family or just through education?
Well, to be quite honest with you, you know, I'm giving you guys this as exclusive because I haven't talked about this.
Right.
But to be honest with y'all, Rick Mark is an older Jewish guy that is one of my business mentors.
Right.
I met Rick in 2004.
Right.
A year and a half later, me and Rick owned a club together called Rick's Rock Cafe.
Right.
Rick taught me the inner workings of how business really operates, not just P&Ls.
Right.
Like you said about taxes, about insurance,
right,
about all of these particular things. So I learned a lot being a club owner with Rick Mark.
Right.
A lot. When I say a lot as far as intricacies of business,
right.
I learned a lot because I saw other people experiences.
Right.
And I learned and studied their experiences.
Right, right.
And see, that's I wouldn't say a mistake, but I think that's what a lot of people overlook.
Right.
They don't evaluate and look at other people's experiences. Because if you're in the same game I'm in,
right,
and you so happen to might stumble or whatever, you might be in tax trouble or whatever, or you might lose your business. Right. I want to investigate why did that happen.
Right.
So I won't make the same mistake.
And you are the second. Matter of fact, you're not really the second, but I'm gonna say that you're the second because of me. That every time I speak or look at someone that I'm trying to implement, like right now is Shaq. You know what I'm saying? Shaq said he looked at everyone else's mistakes so he can become the person he is today. Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
There you go.
So
how you do it.
Right. So it's not just like you tell me, don't try to reinvent the wheel. Just go back and look what's been done before and then just implement.
That's it.
Word.
That's it. And master it. Just master it.
Right. So when it comes down to like now, when it comes down to the 24-39 millennials, you know what I'm saying? You know, everything's at the touch of a button, you know what I'm saying? Do you feel that just like with us, that sometimes you have to stop, know it, well, first off, have a plan and know where you want to go. Then secondly, come up with a supreme clientele way to formulate a formula that's going to allow you to get there. And then 3, make sure you look at what came before you and see where that mess, where the train fell off the track and how you can keep yours on the track, correct?
Right. Yeah, right.
So it's like a playbook. This is your universe and you can write your own playbook, correct?
There you go.
What's something that you would like to say to them? Because I mean, we give our hats off to the millennials because they have the best part of it, but also they also have the worst part because it's a lot of open-ended contracts that people are allowing themselves to be part of that they don't even really know about. But that's one thing. Secondly, it's just what was the word? The long-term longevity, because just like you said earlier, everything changes in the next 6 months. Everything changes. Everything changes from computers to cars to almost everything. It's having a quicker turnaround time. Now, because of the pulling the trigger. Now, I don't want you to take this wrong, everybody. When I said pulling the trigger, we're pulling the trigger on your actions, your motivations, your energy to get further. What do you have to say to them? Because, like you said, you'll never put down a millennial, but you'll give them all praise. But it's certain things, like I said, to supplement to get to those results.
The thing about the millennials, like, because we talked about the millennials. The one thing, not gonna say the one thing, I respect the millennials because the millennials have no fear.
Right.
They don't have no fear. They don't care what people think about them. They don't care none of the above. They have zero fear. Unlike Generation X, our generation.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a lot of scared people. There's a lot of individuals that lack the courage and want to do things to be safe. Okay,
Right.
I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna get this degree just to make this 60,000. I'm good.
Right.
Or I'm gonna come out of high school. I'm gonna get this trade. I'm gonna go work at the yard or whatever. Make this 65, and I'm good.
Right.
See, the millennials, they don't buy into that.
Right.
The millennials, if they got an aspiration, they got a vision, they're gonna execute that vision to the fullest extent of their well-being.
That's right.
But the thing, the advice that I would give the millennials though, is humility. Some of the millennials, you know, are not humble enough, and it starts to make that lack of humility get in their own way.
That part.
And what I mean by that is, you know, no one can tell them anything. Not all of you millennials, but some millennials, no one can tell you anything. You've gotten it figured out. You know, you wanna preach to something that you haven't experienced. Now, again, if majority of the millennials are on track to accomplish their goals and conquer their vision, more power to them.
Right.
But hand down the information to the rest of your colleagues and the rest of your millennials.
Right.
But like I said, I do 1000% respect that group because again, they don't have any fear.
Right. Unlike our time of living, I feel like, just like you said, we try to play it safe because at our time you could get jumped out on it. They'll put the cuffs on you and throw a case on you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you got the ones that are doing like non-violent. What is that? It's a non-violent crime. But at the end of the day, the only reason why it is a crime is because you and your people were put into a position that everything you do is written outside of the law. And what people don't fail to realize is that when you're looked at like that, everything you do is a crime. From financial, you know what I'm saying? As far as like the whole tax simulation and everything, we could talk all day about that. But you have to go back into the books and look at the laws that was written against you. You also got to go back and look and realize what laws are still stuck on the book federally. 3/5 a human don't make you a human. So if that's the case, you don't even need to be talking to me. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, the only thing that they put inside of you and your people was fear. Fear to go after your dream. Fear to become one with your family and go after that American dream. That's the second dream. And then the fear of being able to create your utopia of a dream. You feel me? Because you gotta look at it. It's three parts to the situation because of everybody has the right to grow.
Yeah.
That part, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a student. I weigh 125 pounds. I heard about Mr. X and Mr. Scott, and they're from my area and they play football, and I want to be just like them. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is that I don't know them, so I have to study them. But once I get a chance to find anybody close to them or know them, now from my studying, I could put an application because I've studied up on what it took for them to get to where they were going. You see what I'm saying? So not to get lost on to anybody, when it came down to you not having anyone there, that dark time, that time where you said, okay, I know it's going to be all right, but it's something I'm not seeing or something I'm not doing in order to get to that next level. What did you have to do to catch yourself up when there wasn't any family, when there wasn't any relationships to these top-notch level people, you know what I'm saying, to make your utopia? What did that do for you when it came down to crunch time?
Well, I had to go back and from within. You know, I had to go back and do some soul searching from within, because again, it's another exclusive I haven't told anyone, but doing that transition from football into business, it had to happen so fast, but people didn't know that I was depressed. You understand? So
Right.
you got to think about it. You've been doing something since you was 8 years old.
Right.
Now you 23 and it
Right.
stops. It didn't slow down. It stops.
Stop. Right.
Right?
Right.
Imagine that feeling.
Yeah.
You thank God that I had other tools that I can actually
utilize,
insert in my life. You know what I'm saying? Because if I didn't have other tools that I can insert in my life, man, God knows what happened to me. God knows where I would have been because I've seen it already.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I've seen guys commit suicide.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like on some really. So, you know, at that time I had to come back to me.
Right.
I had to, you know, I had to get down and have multiple conversations with God so that I can, you know, ask myself, what do I need to do? And the same answer every time. Same answer every time. Go back to being who you are. And that's why I always said the root to everything success is going to be knowledge of self. I don't care how far you try to run from it. I don't care what religion that you belong to. The root, if you ask God anything, the root is always going to be knowing who you are.
Yeah, he said know thyself.
Because when God told me to go back to who I am, I'm still asking myself at the time, okay, I'm a football player. But guess what? I'm not a football player anymore.
Right.
So you can't use that no more for who you are.
Oh, that's right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it goes back full circle, understanding who you are. So what I said was, man, I got these tools that I already know. So implement them tools, but you got to implement them now. I understand you're going through something mentally.
Right.
You know, because your little depression stage, so you were going through something mentally, right?
Right.
But I ain't had time to sit down and weep about it.
Right.
Now, should I have went and sought out, you know, more help? Absolutely. Because that's another thing in our community that we don't go and get help mentally.
Right.
And I encourage that anybody going through something mentally, make sure you go and get help.
Right.
But I didn't have time to sit back and get help because guess what? Everything around me growing up, I saw them never complain.
Right.
I saw my mom, she ain't had time to complain. She had boys to raise.
That's right.
Again, you know what I'm saying? So I saw that firsthand. I just didn't have time to complain. But I was still going through it.
Right.
But what happened was, again, I'm a great performer under pressure. Give me that pressure. I invite it. I want that pressure.
Right.
Gotcha, yeah.
Because you get ready to make a diamond out of that, John.
That's where they come from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't get it without pressure.
Pressure, diamonds, yep. So,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, X, my question to you is, one, if you can give our listeners, because this was really good and just a good motivation and just experience you came from, what would you tell one thing our listeners, those individuals out there who's struggling, who see what you did, what you started from, and from your upbringing, because like you said, being in that in the environment where you are created you to have this diamond lifestyle, that pressure from little on and went kept going up. So what is your takeaway? What is one thing you would tell listeners to be successful, to reach your dreams? What is it that it takes for you to get there?
To believe in yourself. It's very simple. To believe in yourself. You know, now fast forward, man, I'm a filmmaker. You know, I have my own show now, you know, that's doing very well on all platforms. You know, now TV is about to pick the show up. It's you gotta believe in yourself. And everything that you do in life, it comes right back to you. Because everything has a seed. Everything has a root. And once you look at that as a seed and look at it as a root, it all goes back to you. You're the root of everything involving you. So it's real simple because like I said, I'm a simple guy. I'm a common sense guy.
Right.
People always, let's just say things don't go their way. They want to always point the finger. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes situations are built for you not to be successful, whatever that situation may be, but you still got to strap your shoes back up and keep it moving.
Correct.
It all goes back to you. You got to believe in yourself. And that's what I always did. I just always believed in myself. If you tell me no, I'm not trying to hear that.
Right.
That's nothing that like, I don't even understand that language. I got tattooed on my body, impossible is nothing.
Right.
So nobody on this planet is gonna ever tell me something is impossible. I don't care if you're my mom, I don't care if you're my dad, I don't care if you're my siblings, I don't care who you are. Nobody on this planet is gonna tell me something is impossible because I don't believe it.
That's right. That's right. Just like go eat you one of them Impossible burgers. Yeah, if it's that impossible,
I'll eat.
I don't. Hey, that's what I was saying. I won't even try one. If it's that impossible, I don't know what that is, because I know the only thing is impossible. Only God can make that happen.
Right.
And sitting here and taking that in, bro. I was just thinking too that from where we came from, it's like our parents was hardcore, right?
Right.
They instilled that into us, and we watched what they went through. And now we have our offsprings, and it's like, okay, I'm here to motivate you because of where I come from. Because even though it was hard for them, they gave us a chance to. They always used to tell us, think before you do shit. You know what I'm saying? Think before you do. I mean, what did you think about that? You know what I'm saying? Because your friends want to do this, that, and the other. If all of them went and jumped off the mountain, would you go jump off the mountain? You remember them type of questions before you got your butt whooped or whatever? It's like, but now that I'm looking at it and listening to you, bro, you've really come around 360 in our relationship. I feel like it's coming around 360 and listening to you talk, bro, because the motivation that you give to your players, to just right here, just blessing our podcast today, the motivation and the energy that you brought to that, and what I bought and what I've grabbed and gathered up from it, bro. We came from the age of motivation.
Yeah,
we came from the age of, if someone outside of the house told you couldn't do something, your parent would get upset with you because you listened to them, number one.
Right.
And number two is like, you could do anything you put your mind to. That's all that they used to keep telling us back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Don't let nobody tell you can't do what you want to do as long as you do it correctly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how I came up with A.A.H. You know what I'm saying? A.I.C.I.D. Advanced Intelligence Causes Individual Determination and Dedication. As long as you do it right, you know what I'm saying, and you ain't hurting nobody, you ain't leaving no dead corpses anywhere, as long as you're not destructing other people's property,
right,
then you haven't broken any laws. You know what I'm saying? You haven't did. He says treat each other as if you want to be treated. You know what I'm saying? And love thy God. Those are the last two rules and laws that was left. You know what I'm saying? So for being so motivational, how did it and looking back before everything opened up with you for these kids, you have you co-partner with a nonprofit, right?
Yeah, me and Greg have 3 foundation after school programs in Southeastern Virginia and Central Virginia. So to this date, we have fed over 3.5 and counting million healthy meals and snacks to at-risk youth across Southeastern Virginia and Central Virginia.
Wow. Word. Congratulations for that. What do you tell those kids when those kids come to you with low energy and you see them when they come up to grab that bag? Do you have words of advice for them? Do you give them? Do you motivate them? Well, how does that make you feel when you run into doing that for the community?
Well, when I see the kids, you know, it's a fulfillment thing for me. You know, it's a passion of ours, you know, and our passion is the community, because we vow to ourselves, God has blessed us, man. You know, we've seen the world. You know, at the end of the day, business and sports have allowed us to see the world. Right. So we vowed to each other, like, listen, we got to come back and be a light and a blessing to these kids, because who else is going to do it? Nobody. Because, you know, everybody hoards money Everybody is self-centered. Everybody's so selfish. Like at the end of the day, at this point, who cares what you got? Who cares how much money you have? That's irrelevant.
That's
At the end of the day, if you're not doing any good with that money that you're hoarding,
that's right.
You are irrelevant.
That's right.
And you're a part of the problem.
So look,
that's the motivation. Yeah, that's the motivation.
Word. So look, before we go on and bring this to a close or whatever, we just want to go on and lighten the mood a little bit, you know what I mean, and get us a story in, because we have another interviewer that used to run in the circles. When this is serious too. This is funny, right? Because we bring up family so much that the circle is so tight and so small. But you want to tell us about this story? We had Bradford, the Jazzy Mogul, come up here, and he was telling us about the time that matter of fact, we had Mr. Boost My Credit Now up here, you know what I'm saying, aka Mr. And and it was told to us about you used to manage A.I.C.I.D. A.I.C.I.D. was just coming out or something like that, and you reached out to Wes, Mr. Boost My Credit Now at the time, and he ended up shooting the information over to Jazz, and before it's over with, now you got your CD cover, you got your you got your promo material for upcoming thing with A.I.C.I.D. How did that work? How was that? That's one of the questions and examples that could definitely get everybody on that, knowing that they're looking and speaking with the man that brought A.I.C.I.D. to Virginia. Talk to us about that story.
So during my matriculation through the business, right, I met this guy named Screw. Rest his soul. Screw got killed as A.I.C.I.D. was blowing. He got, rest his soul. He got killed in New Jersey. But I met Screw. Screw was the partner of A.I.C.I.D. when they started. It was Boo, which is A.I.C.I.D.'s brother. It was Screw, which was A.I.C.I.D.'s partner, and A.I.C.I.D.
Right.
So my relationship was with Screw, and Screw was telling me all about this African kid that just came home from prison for stealing cars. Right. I was like, man, what the hell you telling me that for? I don't, you know what I mean? Like, the hell what you telling me that for? I don't want nothing to do with nothing like that. So upset about that, he was like, no, you need to listen to this music. So I'm like, all right, let me listen to the music. And when I listened to the music, I instantly knew it.
Right.
It wasn't no, I don't know. It was, yo, he's a superstar. I instantly knew it. He's going to be an international superstar. It wasn't even nothing domestic with America. I knew he was going to go across the world and did what he did. So what happened as the time went on, a few months, the record that Locked Up, the very first single from A.I.C.I.D. has started gaining traction. So I was helping Screw in the Mid-Atlantic region move the record around. Right. So once the Mid-Atlantic region caught fire of it, then we went to the Midwest. So how Wes and our cousin Jazz came into play was Jazz was in DC at that time. Right. So when he was in DC, again, that's a part of the Mid-Atlantic region. Right. So I said, listen, guys, I'm gonna bring A.I.C.I.D. We're gonna do a little promo run through my region, which is, Maryland, DC, Virginia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Atlanta, Florida. Right. Right. So again, I'm a family guy. That's right. I know Wes is an organizer. He's a great organizer. Right. I said, cuz I need you to help me organize this run. Right. I'm gonna bring A.I.C.I.D. We're gonna do this thing. We're gonna make this happen. I said, but I'm gonna need, some graphics and everything like that for every city we touch. Right. Call Jazzy. Call Jazzy. So I said, now look, I said, cuz, now listen now. If Jazzy can't meet the standards of what we're doing, we can't do it. We love each other. Right. But I'm not gonna compromise what we're about to build, because again, I knew A.I.C.I.D. was gonna do what A.I.C.I.D. did. I knew that already. I already knew he was gonna be an international star. So I didn't want nothing to cloud that up. That's right. Jazzy came with the artwork, baby.
Hey, you know what I'm saying?
Jazzy came with the artworort.
Jazz
So
was
I
like,
said,
man,
all
I
right,
had.
we on our way.
Yeah, Jazz said, man, I think it was less than 48 hours, bro. I didn't even know how to do it, bro. But I got on that.
He came with it, baby.
And
He
figured
came
it
with
out, bro. You know what I'm
Next thing you know, we all over the place.
Right. And
so yeah, that was that A.I.C.I.D story, man.
Word. So we wanted to fact check. So anybody that wanted to listen, and oh man, these guys don't know no A.I.C.I.D. These guys ain't never worked with A.I.C.I.D. See, this is what.
Listen, I'm gonna send you the picture. I'm gonna send you the picture, and you can post it during the episode. I'm gonna send it to you.
Okay,
I'm gonna send you a few pictures of all us at A.I.C.I.D, all of us together, and then you just, y'all can do whatever y'all want to do with it.
Cool, I appreciate that. But see, this is the point of me wanting you to tell that story. It was all about the energy and pulling the trigger to make it happen.
Yeah.
You went to instead of going to, you could have went to any Fortune 500 company.
Yeah.
Now I know you. I know you.
Yep.
I know Greg. I know how money flows and how the energy runs. You could have went anywhere. Anywhere. And I hope my listeners are paying attention to where I'm going with this. You could have went anywhere, but you went to the sticks. You went back to the sticks of where our DNA started. In order for you to come back and say, you want to know something? Sony didn't do this.
Yeah.
Def Jam didn't do this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We did this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Roots.
So groups, because
back to your roots.
Yeah, right to your roots. Because I remember when you used to hold those meetings before it was time for the club doors to open. I remember being in the vicinity of getting handed promotional tools to go out and put out at the HBCUs and out there at Chowan College and all that.
Yeah.
I was there or being part of sitting down watching you give meetings to up and coming artists like S1 and Deep and his Carolina people, DP and I don't want to say the Hot Boys. You know who I'm talking about. I can't get them out of my head. Out in Philly, the War Team. You know what I'm saying?
The War Team
out of Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? I seen times when you were on the phone talking to cousin Chaz at Black Hand Music. You know what I'm saying? Up in New York. You know what I mean?
Rest his soul. Yeah,
rest his soul, rest in peace. Cause
I learned a lot from him too, though.
Yeah,
he was an independent thinker. He was an independent thinker. Dame Dash, those type of guys are independent thinkers. Right.
And from that, the trigger puller, when it comes down to doing good business or making business make sense, has always been you. When it came down to me having to even check my teachers at Elizabeth City State University because they didn't understand entertainment business, but they was trying to teach me business.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I had because I had a lot of A's on my projects because of you. Because no one knew nothing about music business until Short, aka no disrespect, but I am the spawn of Too Short. I just put it out there because everybody say, hey, look, 5'5.5", you always riding around here playing Too Short. Hey, that's short, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. But no one else knew where I was getting my information from. My teacher would be like, how do you know so much of? Hey, I got family. You see what I'm saying? And that was always
all
my
about.
answer.
It's all about family.
So today I hope everybody, I hope everybody pull that from their hosters, from our hosters today. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That the bullet that we put out on the airways today has been about staying motivated, self-motivated, being able to not let your dreams fly by, being 100 with yourself. Even when you are the problem and recognizing you are the problem and fixing and obtaining that. And then number 3, being able to give your hats off to your family for what they're able to put into you.
Absolutely.
You know, so even down to me asking you the questions about insurance and taxes, and your answer was someone showed you the inner workings, gave you or helped you to come up with your equation, your formula to make things happen for you and your diaspora. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's all hats off to you, cuz we sure enough appreciate you coming in. And
appreciate y'all guys having me on y'all nice platform.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We want to be able to show people in this world that family is key. You can do a lot with family.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, you know, sometimes when it comes down to money, you just got to know who to pick.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah. And if you know what they're good at, then that's what you keep them as. Then therefore,
that's what you keep them.
That's right. Therefore, now you have no problem with money.
Making sure everybody is catered. You cater to everybody's strengths.
That part, because that is the money. That's the money. True currency.
Yeah, that's right.
The true currency that everyone is falling to the back end and allowing. Now I'm gonna tell you how this is crazy. A couple months ago, matter of fact, a year ago, before the pandemic became so overwhelming, you kept hearing this word, this phrase, and I'm going to say this to my listeners. For anybody that wants to call you human capital, you should pick up a bat like Bam Bam, so you can let them know I am no one's human capital. There's another term of an economical slave.
Right.
Chattel property.
Yeah.
So I have an economic degree. I have a degree in economics. So therefore I feel like that I am okay to speak on this the way that I have. Qualified to speak on it, because I hold a piece of paper that says I finished a class for a certain amount of hours from HBCU that taught me this. Okay.
Right.
So from that, I would want our listeners to take from this, the only chattel property that belongs to anybody is your mother and your father, your grandfather and your grandfather and your grandmother. You feel what I'm saying? So from that, you take the power of that word and you put it back where it's supposed to be, the ownership.
The
ownership. Because even when the good book says they were looking for Jesus Christ or Christ Jesus in the synagogue, and they couldn't find him. They figured he was lost. He had been taken. When they finally found him, they found him in the synagogue, and his answer to his mother when they asked him where he was, he said, "Didn't you know I was be in my?" Go ahead, cuz. Go ahead. You get. Go ahead, cuz. I want you to finish.
I'm about my father's business.
That's right. There you go.
Business.
And then you know you will find me in my father's house.
There you go.
So to all the, and I want to say this in love, to all the fatherless children out there, regardless of the point of the situation, family might not always be your DNA, but if you find someone that is going to put you on the right path, we're not talking about handing you a gun, handing you a package, handing you a go kill order for you to come back to gain love and respect and trust with them.
Yeah.
If a person is going to motivate you to do that, they're not in love with you. And that's brotherly love, agape.
And you know what I say to that? And to elaborate a little further?
Yes.
Blood doesn't make you family.
There you go.
Loyalty makes you family.
Yeah.
Blood only makes you related. That's it.
That's it.
Say that again, X. Say it again. I don't think they heard you.
Blood doesn't make you family. Loyalty makes you family. Blood only makes you related.
That's it. So from that note, that's all I can say.
Yep.
Got anything else other than that? Go watch The Godfather. I ain't even gonna say back up. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, everyone, let's change the diaspora. Let's just, instead of changing the talk, let's change the actions.
Correct.
Right.
You know, let's motivate each other. If you got a business, I got a business, and the man or woman beside you got a business, then let's synergize.
Mm-hmm.
Because we are the biggest of the population that spend the most money. We are the biggest of the population over the whole land, known as God's children, children from the sun. And we are the ones that if we take the time to look within ourselves and know thyself,
Right.
just like the young man that's here in front of us today, you can bloom, you can flourish, and you can become anything you want to do on God's green earth that's going to be able to be a plus and not a negative. Because the only thing we have in this human race is each other.
It's family. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, you got family, but we only have each other for the human race. It's a human race. Because once you start eating on each other, literally, you have nothing.
Yeah.
You feel me? You have nothing. So from that, we thank you again, Mr. X, for coming in.
One more thing real quick. I got to plug something real fast.
Yeah, go ahead.
For all you listeners, man, listen, we have a big partnership coming up with Dame Dash Studios and Fox. So I want you guys to be on the lookout for that, because we're going to make the announcement very soon on this partnership. But Dame Dash Studios and Fox Soul, we have a partnership coming, and I'm not just going to say what the partnership entails just yet, but it's going to be big.
Well, look, let's get your information. Let's get a little information going on. Where can people find you or look you up, or be able to get in contact with you? Yeah, where they can reach you.
You can follow me. Follow us on Instagram at Thekultureshock19 on Instagram. That's culture with a K. You can follow us on Facebook, The Culture Shock on Facebook, culture with a K. You can follow my personal page. It's Etienne Alexander on Facebook, and that's my two sons' middle names.
Right.
And you can always send an email to me at thekultureshock19@gmail.com, and that's culture with a K.
Word. Hey, cuz, where can they find you at if they want to speak out or grab a hold of you to reach you?
They can always find
me. They can always.
Oh yeah, my bad. Unlocking Dreams Financial.
My bad.
You can find me at Unlocking Dreams Financial, Instagram, Facebook, Unlocking Dreams Financials, email unlockingddreams@gmail.com.
Already. You already know where you find the ASSA representative. You can hit me up at A.I.C.I.D records22@gmail.com. Or you could, if you want to reach out for any type of financial talk, any type of insurance, any type of education or taxes or anything of that nature, you can reach out to Derek Smith at DERICK SMITH 1176. He or someone else will be giving you an email or a call back to be able to speak about whatever services it is that you want to be entertained about. Okay. So other than that, only thing I can say is it's a family affair over here.
That's right.
We are definitely all about family. We are definitely all about growth. We are definitely all about putting and giving some of this country love to the rest of the world. So we can be able to keep ourselves off of other people's plantation and make our own. You feel me?
Ownership.
Yeah. As long as we are able to partner, we can always do business.
That's right.
So from that, we want to bid you a good day or night. And we want to make sure that you understand, again, from the generation board, 24 to 39 is millennial, 44 to 55 is Generation X, and baby boomers, you know we love you. That's 50, 60, 74, and be looking out for the example of proof. We're just going to put it like that. We went out and we didn't go nowhere. The Most High Creator bought us someone that if anybody else want to ask, do you know anybody that's ever done this or ever done that? we got proof. So you just stay tuned in. Stay tuned in. I can't wait for everyone to see it. We want to make sure that when we speak on things, we're able to give you what you want and what you need at a truthful level that will not deter you. So again, we leave you on a good note, and we hope that you have a good day or night wherever you are. Peace and a goodbye to you. This is Enlightenment Asset Hour. Say that 3 times. We'll talk to you again later. Peace.
You don't need no ticket to catch this flight. We're boarding now to wherever you like. Yeah, we can get lost in these melodies from heaven, and you can have everything you've ever imagined. Talking about music, change those feelings of hate into feelings of love.
Take your place. Young black males, take your place. Without women, take your place. Top of the pyramid, take your place. Looking for change, gotta take your place. Without children, take your place. Through the pain, gotta take your place. Black queens, gotta take your place. Even the children, take your place. My